Hello dear students, welcome back to the NCERT Science class of 7th standard. Dear students, in the previous class we have studied about the excretion in human being. We have studied the human excretory parts and the process of human excretory system. Yesterday I forgot to show you the human excretory part. I showed maybe with the chart. See here, human excretory system consists of a pair of bean-shaped kidneys, pair of bean-shaped kidneys. See, pair of bean-shaped kidneys are there, and here one renal artery and renal veins, and they are connected to that kidneys are connected to the pipes, two pipes which are connected to a bag-like structure called as the urinary bladder, and these pipe-like structures are called as the ureters. Then here one openings that is called as the urinary opening, and next that is connected with the urethra, isn't it? These are the parts of human excretory system. In the kidney you will see the minute tube-like structures. They are called as the collecting duct, and these collecting ducts are connected to the nephrons. You will study in the higher classes. This is the structure of human kidney. Yes, and also a three-dimensional model I will show you. The three-dimensional model, see, human kidney is here. Model of human kidney. See, it will be open. See here, that above this one, the adrenal glands are present. That is not a part of kidney. These are not a part of kidney. That is an adrenal glands, the emergency glands. We will study in 10th standard detail about the adrenal glands. That is about the kidney, internal structure of kidney. She is having the number of tube-like structures. They are called as the collecting ducts and all. Then they are collecting. These collecting ducts are connected to the nephrons and all, isn't it? That is about the human kidney that is connected to renal artery and renal veins and ureter. Yes. The next study, students, today we are going to study the transportation in plants. Today we are going to learn the transportation in plants. See, dear students, you already studied in 6th standard about the plants are living beings. Yes, plants are living beings. It means what are the characters which are identified as a plant as a living beings. See, they show the growth and development. They show the growth. They take the food for the survival. They aspire. They excrete the waste material. They circulate the essential material and all that you have studied in the previous year. Next year, students, today we are going to study the transportation in plants. See what happens, dear students? Plants are living beings, and inside the plants what happens? The transportation of essential material like food or nutrient material, water, and the gaseous material will show exchange, means movement or the transportation is going on in the plant body, isn't it? That begin the transportation may extend from the tip of the root to the tip of the shoot. Yes, that transportation is going on in the plant, isn't it? Today we will study about the transportation in the plants. Transportation in the plants. Transportation in the plants. Here what happens, dear students? In case of plants, plant absorbs the water from the ground with the help of root systems. Plants are having the roots which are present in the earth crust or in the ground or in the soil. These roots helps in the or conduct the water and nutrients. These roots helps in the conduction of water and nutrients. Along with that, it holds the plant tightly, or it gives a support to stand upright to the plants by holding the soil compactly. Yes. Next, dear students, through these roots, water and nutrients will be absorbed, and that has to be moved to the each and every part of the plant body. It has to reach to the each and every part of the plant body, even to the tip of the shoot and stem and flowers, branches and all. To each part of the plant body, the water is transported, which is absorbed by the roots. Isn't it? There is no any other way to take the water in the plants. Yes. Next, after this one, dear students, in case of plants, the food is prepared in the leaves with the help of photosynthetic process that we have studied in the topic first. Yes, in the previous periods that we have studied about the nutrition in plants topic, that we have studied how the nutrition is prepared in the plants through a process called as the photosynthesis. Yes, the plants food is prepared in the leaves with the help of a green color pigment called as the chlorophyll, and with the help of sunlight from the sun, carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, water from the ground. By taking these three raw materials, food is prepared in the leaf. That's why leaves are called as the kitchen of the plants. Yes. Next, dear students, that food is prepared in the plants that has to transport to the each and every part of the plant body. Yes, whatever the food is prepared in the leaves, that has to transport to the each and every part, even to the root tips. Whatever the food is prepared in the leaves, that has to transport to the root tip, and whatever the water is absorbed in the root tip, that has to transport to the shoot tip or the tip of the leaves. That is going on by a special type of conducting tissue. That is called as the vascular tissue. Or vascular bundle. Vascular tissue or vascular bundle. The transportation is going on through the vascular tissue or vascular bundle. Here, see, collectively, vascular bundle means collectively, when we see the structure of plants, plant stems. Here in your textbook also he has given one activity. Here what happens? Inside the plants what happens? The xylem and phloem, vascular tissue, water conducting tissue that conducts water. It takes upward, and food will be prepared in the leaf that will move downward. That is called as the water conducting tissue. That is called as the xylem. Food conducting tissue called as the phloem. Yes, both these collectively called as the vascular tissue. Vascular or vessel-like structures are present in the plants. They conduct water and nutrients and food materials which are prepared in the leaves and the roots. That is, transportation is going on upward and downward direction. That is by the special type of tissue that is called as the vascular tissue. Vascular tissue contains two types of tissue. The first one is xylem First one is xylem, second one is phloem. Here, dear students, xylem is a vascular tissue that contains different components. That is xylem vessels, xylem parenchyma, xylem parenchyma, xylem fibrous, and xylem vessels, xylem tracheas, and all. These different types of cells helps in the conduction of water and nutrients. Xylem conducts water and nutrients. Xylem takes water and nutrients from the roots, from the root tips to the xylem conducts water and nutrients from the root tip to the plant body. Next, phloem. Phloem is a vascular tissue, vessel-like structure, vascular tissue which conducts food in a downward direction. The water will go in upward direction and food will go in downward direction. Xylem conducts water and nutrients. Water and nutrients. Phloem conducts food materials. Yes, in the form of carbohydrates, proteins, and all. Yes, these are about the conduction of water and nutrients in the plants. Isn't it? In examination, he may ask, name the vascular tissue which conducts water and nutrients. Name the vascular tissue which conducts food. Here, the water conducting tissue, water and nutrient conducting tissue, that is xylem. There are two vascular tissues are there. One is xylem, the second one is phloem. First one is xylem, second one is phloem. Xylem conducts water and nutrients from the root and transports to the each and every parts of the plant body. And phloem is a vascular tissue, conducts the food in downward in all the directions which is prepared in the leaves. Isn't it? Water will move upward, food will move downward. Food will move through the phloem in the downward direction, and water and nutrients move upward through the xylem. Yes, in case of plants, the transportation is going on through the xylem and phloem. The collectively xylem and phloem we are calling as a, that is, vascular tissue or collecting tissue. Yes. Then next, dear students, here one activity is here in your textbook. Here in your textbook has given the activities. That is, you have to take a small plant, that is especially the potted plants, the stem of the potted plant you have to take, cut it from the middle. You have to take a plant, a stem of the plant, a small size of the stem of the plant. Cut it and take a glass of water. Take a glass of water in which you have to take the water and you have to dissolve the red color ink or any red color ink or red color you have to take in a glass, or you have to take a red color ink in a glass containing water, and you have to put that stem. You have to put the stem in that water. Leave it for few hours. Few hours when you will leave it in the glass containing red color water. Red color water. Then after few hours, 1 or 2 hours, what happens? Minimum 1 hour. You have to take the stem and cut from here. Then when you cut transversely, see what happens. You will see the stem part one transversely, what happens? You will see the red dots. Red dots. Red color dots you will see there. Red color dots in the stem you will see. It means by this activity you come to a conclusion that there is a water conducting tissue. There is a water conducting tissue by which the red dots appear. Here once again I will tell you this activity in examination. He may ask explain an activity which shows the conduction of water in the plants, or that is transportation of water in the plants. You have to explain this activity. We have to take a stem part with the green leaves, and we have to take a glass in which we have to take the water and dissolve the red ink in that water. Add the red ink. Next, stir it well. Then after this one, we have to take the cut stem part and we have to put in the glass. And next, after 1 hour or 2 hours, then we have to take the stem and we have to cut the stem from the middle, and we have to observe the transverse section of the stem part. We will find that the red dots in the stem. Then by this activity we come to a conclusion that the water conducting tissue is present which sucks the water in which the red ink is present. By the red dots we identify that the water conducting tissue is present which moves upward direction. Isn't it? Next, dear students, after this one, in case of plants, roots are there for the conduction of water, and they are in the form of network. They are present in the form of network. How much the size of the plant is present in the aerial part or above the stem in the atmosphere, in the air, like that much of size of the plant is present in the ground, isn't it, to conduct the water and all. Yes. Next, dear students, these roots are branched, main root. The different types of roots are there that we have studied in 6th standard. That is tap roots and fibrous roots and all. Then these roots are further branched and branched. Then they will go to a fine root hairs-like structures, very fine hairs-like structures. They are called as the root hairs. The root hairs increase the surface area of the plant. Surface area of the roots to absorb the water. Roots increase the surface areas to absorb the water. Yes. Next, dear students, the last one, transpiration. Transpiration means, dear students, whatever we are giving the water to the plants, first from beginning I will tell you, I will explain you. See what happens when we give the water to the plants. Plant will not absorb all the water that whatever we have given the water to the plants. Out of this, for example, suppose we have given the 100% of water. If you are given the 100% of water, out of which only 2% of water is absorbed by the plants. Only 2% of sometimes what happens, it may exceed to the 2 or 3 or to the 4%. Plants needs only 2% of water, whatever we have given the water to the plants. Only 2% of water is taken by the plants. Sometimes what happens, plant takes more amount of water, excessive water. Plant takes excessive water, then it has to remove that water. The water concentration may increase in the plants that may not tolerate. It means whatever the water, excessive water is absorbed, whatever the excessive water is absorbed by the plants, that has to remove. There is no any outlet to remove the water, but it is possible. It is possible through the roots, through the leaves. See what happens, dear students? In the leaf surface, in the leaves, on the dorsal side of the leaves, what happens? Minute microscopic pores-like structures are there. Minute microscopic pores-like structures are there. These pores-like structures are called as the stomata. I will draw here stomata. Minute. When we see under the microscope, we will see the pores-like structures or the dot-like structures under the pores-like structure under the microscope. These pores-like structure contains two types of cells. The first one is guard cell. The second one is surrounding cells. Then they are having a nucleus. Then this one is a one opening hole, that is called as the stomatal pore. Stomatal pore is present at the center. See, whatever the excessive water is absorbed by the plants through the roots, and that will go to the roots, leaves, and how much it needs, it will be utilized. How much the plant needs, it will be utilized. How much plant needs the water, that will be utilized for their metabolic activities and all. The rest of water has to remove. How it will be removed? Through the stomatal pore. Through the stomatal pore, minute microscopic pores are present on the dorsal side of the plants. That through this water removes the water will be removed out through this stomata. That process is called as the transpiration. Now I will define you the definition for the transpiration. The process of removal of excessive absorbed water from the body. The process of removal of excessive absorbed water from the plant body through the stomatal pore is called as the transpiration. The process of removal of excessive absorbed water through the stomata in the plants is called as the transpiration. I will write the definition. Transpiration means the process of removal of excessive absorbed water from the plants through the stomatal pore is called transpiration. Is called transpiration. Yes, avoided in a textbook. The process of removal of excessive absorbed water from the plant body through the stomatal pore is called transpiration. Then we will study here, see, the remaining part we will study in the next classes.